Obviously, you have the 15 jersey out here. Tell me what you guys were playing for.
Yeah, I mean, we're just going through so much emotion right now. So much adversity. The loss of Mark has just devastated our team. Mark was such a great kid, and we love him to death. Beyond that, just some injuries that guys couldn't make it. There's so much that, these guys could have just said, you know what, we're going to call it a season. We're just going to lay down, whatever. But you know what? Our school motto is the hawk will never die, and these guys will never give up. So I'm really proud of them and the way they worked. Couldn't be happier for them. This isn't for us, though. This is for the Dombrowski family back home, for Mark, who is with us here today, for Lisa, John, his parents, for JJ, and for Kevin. That's for them.
All right, and finishing with that, we just talked about Mark. Now what we have is the MVP of the tournament here. Andy Schatzman, go ahead.
So, Coach Jimmy, this is your decision. The most outstanding player of the tournament is your call.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's unbelievable player. And he was Mark's teammate in high school, so it's just so fitting that the Mark Dombrowski Award is named after him. And the first recipient of the Mark Dombrowski Award goes to Noah Numatawalu.
Hey, Noah, you came out here and you put on some sick highlights out there, channeling Mark's spirit. What does this mean for you?
It means the world to me. It means the world to give back to the Dombrowski family and know that the team's here for them. He was always faster than me. I could never catch up, and he never gave up, and I always did. So I was trying to play like him.
And a good evening to you, rugby fans. Welcome to the city of brotherly love. For a Philadelphia Big Five matchup awaits, the Owls of Temple University visit the Hawks of St. Joseph in this National Collegiate Rugby All Friday matchup. I'm John Broker, joined by the Cowtown commentator, the King, Pat Clifton.
What a matchup we got tonight, John. A lot to play for. Not only is this rivalry, are we playing for the bragging rights in the city of brotherly love, we're also playing for the Thumbs Up Apple Pie Cup, as both of these teams are playing in memory of fallen teammates and playing for charitable causes in their names. And of course, Mid-Atlantic Rugby Conference supremacy, as these two teams are in the same league playing for playoff hopes.
Let's take a look at St. Joe's. Mike Williams, first-year coach, really big on this St. Joe squad. You can see them there. They're all going to be wearing number 15. St. Joe is 1-0-1 with tied Westchester and won over Maryland. Big lineup here for them. Looking here at Connor Holman, number 3. He's going to be wearing number 15. Playing tight head, brings down that pack. But who else are we looking at? Pat Clifton.
Well, the guy that I've got my eye on, number 1, is the 10 here, Will Woods. He is the Fordham Prep product. He is one of Golf Rugby's top 150 of last season. If they're going to do well tonight and move the ball across the pitch the way that I know Coach Mike Williams wants to, he's going to be key to that. Will Woods at number 10.
Let's take a look at Temple in his 15th season. John Ciotto talks about how this team is really finding their identity right now. They're a real hard-working team. He is very, very happy with the way they're developing. Does have a couple injuries. They're 1-1. They beat Rutgers. And that lost to Rowan last week. Lost a couple players as well. Tough for them, but they're ready to go tonight. Let's take a look at the Temple lineup. Coach Ciotto, again, just likes his team that works really hard. We're looking at Tracy Apotheker. But, Pat, who else are we looking at?
Well, Brandon D'Elia is a guy who stands out, taller than the rest on the lineup, but not taller than the rest on the field, standing at just 5'5", a small 120-pound scrum half, but he is tough as nails and pound for pound. Coach John Ciotto says the toughest guy on the pitch.
All right, you heard it there. And tonight's contest is going to be refereed by Max DiGiulio. You see him there in the center of the field. He's a local referee from Eastern Penn. We're ready to get underway in this fall battle for Philly. National Collegiate Rugby bringing you all this exciting action. And Woods gets us underway. Temple in the red and black, going to be coming from left to right on your screen. An early bobble there from them. No advantage coming. Scrum right away to the St. Joseph's Hawks. Pat, very good opportunity for this Hawks team.
At those bright lights there at Sweeney Field, a little too bright for the Owls on that opening kickoff. Big opportunity. You'll notice everyone wearing number 15 for St. Joe's. Don't let that confuse you. That's in memory and honor of Mark Dombrowski, who we talked about in the open.
Kyle Stein is going to put this one in. Scrum half here for the Hawks. Hawks, great program. Yeah, looking to move the ball wide. Ball comes to the back. That's Patrick Cohn. Moves it out to the wing. They're going to take this one to that right-hand touchline. Look to work it back across. You can see some big forwards just piling up right there. Temple tries to turn this one over. Has done. And Temple on the attack inside their own 22. Temple, we're going to come back for a penalty against the Owls.
Good steal there early on from Temple. They had their backs against the wall, made an early mistake, and really got bailed out with the poach and the breakdown. But now they're under pressure again. Let's see if they can stand up to it once more.
Line out coming for the Hawks inside of Temple territory.
I'm looking at Connor Holman here at the back of this line out. If they're going to maul, I'd see him maybe as a guy at the back of it running off of it.
Ball up and taken. It's not clean. Ball moved out quickly there to Apotheker's hands. Putting up a kick. Crossfield. Interesting opportunity here as Temple takes that one into contact. Temple.
Well done.
Down to the right-hand side of the field. A little breakaway from D'Elia there. That's the man we were talking about. Keep an eye on him as the big power forwards come rumbling up for Temple. Waiting forwards there for the Owls. Big tackle coming in. Apotheker moves it into one of his big forwards. Player took a little shot there. Working their way towards their own 22. Trouble getting out of their own zone. Back here. Penalty against the Owls again. Opportunity here for the Hawks. Player down. For Temple, opportunity possibly to kick a post, Pat.
Absolutely. Temple, that's one of their big forwards up front. They're a very forward-orientated team. We've already seen him do some hard yards in the breakdown with a carry. They're going to need him back up on his feet if they're going to be able to keep charging forward here against St. Joe's. But a great scoring opportunity for the Hawks here early on.
Take a look at some of this forward play that we saw before. As you can see, Temple, as you're talking about, Pat, they're going to stay pretty tight. Player on the ground there. This is where the penalty came in.
You got to let the scrum half play the ball there, and D'Elia was still digging when the Hawks came over and tried to get after it. So it's going to be a penalty here for Temple.
Player coming off for the Owls. Going to have a replacement on pretty early. Looks like Ramez Hassan going off.
Early on in these rivalry games, it's just about nerves, right? You don't want to hurt yourself too early before you kind of get your nerves and get your feet underneath you. You can tell that it's hurting both of these teams early on. Just some unforced errors on both sides.
Woods steps up, pushes this one in a touch again. Another opportunity. Last one, line out taken away by the Owls. The Hawks here, opportunity near the try line. For this first 3 minutes, Pat, they have been in the Temple zone the entire time.
Temple's managed to turn them over twice. Once in the last line out, as you said. Once in the breakdown. They're going to need a big turnover here.
Maul occurs. The players come in from the Temple side. Big drive coming on. Referee DiGiulio has an eye on it. We'll see who may get an opportunity to take that one down. They work it towards the touchline. Assistant referee says it's okay.
Temple. Good stop of them all.
And try awarded 5-0 St. Joe's. Early barrage there, Pat, just 3 minutes in.
Well, I was maybe a line out too early, but I mentioned it that Connor Holman is a guy you'd want to look for at the back of that maul if they did indeed bring it down and try to push it over. That was him finding just a little bit of space in the corner of that try zone as the back of that guy on the maul. He's a tough guy to fall or to stop when he's falling forward, and that's exactly what happened there for St. Joe's.
Take a look at the forwards. Just rumbled that one in. Take another look at the maul, Pat.
It was a short maul indeed. Holman saw just a tiny sliver of space in the corner of the try zone. That's all he needed. Dotted right over. He didn't need his forwards in front of him to do much work whatsoever. Like I said, that guy should fall forward and get 6 meters past the gain line, let alone if he has a little bit of space.
The food marketing and accounting major from North Wildwood, New Jersey, Connor Holman.
Are you staying on the kicker? Okay.
See,
If I'm Temple, I'm really looking
coming out
for
right there.
If I'm looking to maybe see if D'Elia can kick this ball a little deeper and see if we can't get a little territory. So far, the Owls are playing 100% out of their own 22 pretty much. And I think that their attack, their forward-based attack is going to favor them if they can get a little field position here.
What a kick.
Nice high kick from D'Elia there. Comes down into the hands of a Temple player, but into the waiting hands of the St. Joe's Hawks. They're on the attack again. Looking for a little forward ball. A show player goes ahead with it.
Counter.
Off they go. Ball back to Woods this time. He goes wide. He's got some runners. They're going to use that width of the field. Player forced back in. Can't find the offload. Working back the other way. Got him lined up if they need him. Nice little step. One of the big forwards gaining just a bit of ground there. Across the field they come.
Nice.
Good phases coming together. A tight defense. Narrow defense from this Owls team. Nice little offload by the Hawks. Hawks place that ball down. They've got the momentum. They are moving forward. Looking at the line. 40-meter line.
Good job, Temple.
Counter.
Away they come. Defense pressure coming on. Ball almost went forward. Referee DeGiulio says that's fine. Let's keep playing. There's Kyle Stein. Scrum half for St. Joe's. Moves it out. They go with a little skip pass there. They've got runners. Sliding back in as a wing for this St. Joseph's Hawks team. Hawks, all the possession, all the momentum so far. Stein moves that one again.
No, I'm good.
Off they come. Little sideways movement there from the scrum half, looking for the run, and here's the big break coming on.
Post that, yeah.
Tremendous work here. 5-0, they're up. They're looking for some more of the Hawks. Just 6 minutes in, you see the pressure coming. Great ankle tackle. By Temple. Temple players rolled over that. Referee DeGiulio sees it, calls it. Penalty here for the Hawks.
It's a great job there by St. Joe's getting the ball wide. They've got some body punches going on in the middle of the field, but Temple was really pooling defensively right around the ruck, and there's been space out wide. That time they got it to Holman just outside that defense, and were able to make some deep gains into the 22.
Another line out coming. Lance Forbaugh to put this one in, the senior from Haddonfield, New Jersey. Went to Haddonfield Memorial High School. Referee DeGiulio is going to slow us down just a second. And player coming in for Temple. Seemed to have been just a blood sub or an HIA.
One of his teammates took a knee, kind of flopped on the ground to make sure that the referee saw him and got the opportunity to get him in.
My iris is on auto. How do I do gain?
Temple once again tries to contest, but it comes down to St. Joe's. Just grabbing a bit sideways at the moment. There's a room in either way. They're getting a little forward momentum now. They're headed towards the line. Nice straight work they have. And another try for the Hawks. They take the lead 10-0 over the Owls here at Sweeney Field.
I'm staying scorer.
Lethal, 2 for 2 on the mauls for the St. Joe's Hawks tonight. Holman scoring both of those. Get the big body at the back. It used to be you could pass the guy at the front who had the ball in his hands. You could pass the body back. Nowadays, you have to just pass the ball back. It was more of a safety measure to make these balls a little more defensible. So having Homan and those big, long limbs in the back, he can reach up to the front row, grab that ball, get it away from danger, and put it in the try zone pretty quickly. And it's worked out well for the Hawks twice. Temple contesting really well in the breakdowns when they're picking and choosing the counter ruck. And just got to pick and choose a couple more of those moments and convert on when they have it.
Attempt no good. Was good to a 12. St. Joe's. Take a look at Connor Homan there. D'Elia back up to kick.
Last one was very contested by the Temple Owls. Had a chance to get this one. Very close to winning the last kickoff. Let's see if they kick it deeper or go after it again.
Been one-way traffic so far for the Hawks. Hawks go up. That one looked like it got knocked forward. It did. Arm out. Potential scrum coming for Temple. They're going to run with this one. They put it up to the big man there. That's Hassan. Back on the field. D'Elia keeps his team moving. Straight up and down they go, looking to push back this Hawks defense. Good work to keep his feet. D'Elia, another waiting forward. Powers his way to the 22. Breaks a couple of tackles there. Penalty against the Owls. Player not holding his feet there, I believe.
Might be a bit of a tough call there on Temple. I think that St. Joe's was being rewarded when the guy over the top of the ball there may not have actually had his hands on the ball. Great purchase gain there by St. Joe's. That is a 70-meter turnaround off that penalty. That was a fantastic kick.
St. Joe's, a few more players that played some high school rugby. Temple has a few players that just started when they were in college. A bit of a difference in the program here. Some more nuanced skill coming out sometime from St. Joe's. Not on that, unfortunately. The ball comes out in a knock-on. It's going to be a scrum here for the Owls.
One thing I've been impressed by so far early on by the Temple Owls is their line speed. Right? It's not quite 100% symmetric across the field in a straight line, but the aggression there is really good, and we're seeing it pay off with a couple of turnovers being forced here.
With those contrasting styles, the Hawks trying to get the ball wide. They will want that line speed to come up. Scrum goes down.
Free kick.
The referee DeGiulio has a look. I think he's just going to reset this one, get it stable. No penalties yet. Scrums have been fairly well matched.
Been impressed so far by these Temple Owl forwards, standing up to the size of Homan in the open play very, very well. They're winning that gain line in collision quite often.
Referee DeGiulio coming around. Wants to get a look at the other side here.
Keep square, please. Shoulder square. Okay, it's White Game running over here. Let's keep shoulder square, please.
You can see him just letting the players know to square everything up, keep it safe. Pat, not that a front row player would do anything illegal.
Called the dark arts for a reason, John. The dark arts.
Shakardian off the back there for Temple. Gains a little bit of ground. Temple back to the left-hand side. Just a little pick off the back, looking to play this power game, keeping it very tight at the moment. D'Elia finds another runner. Just a bit of an offload there. Players working their way into these channels. Now they've got the width, just a little offload. They're at the 50-meter line of the Hawks, about to enter that territory, and they do. Nice little break, individual player. Ball may have gone forward, has done. A little too much magic there, and it's going to be a scrum here for the Hawks.
The Temple offense was working really well there. D'Elia doing what he does well, moving the ball very quickly, one ruck to the next. They may not break the gain line by 10, 15 meters at a time, Temple, the way that they play, usually playing off of the 9. But if you can break it quickly and do it consistently, you can back the defense up just the same. And Temple was doing a really good job there just before the turnover.
Ball to St. Joe's. That scrum was won by them. Little pop up in the air. They still have a hold of it. Nice break. Big handoff. Look at that acceleration. Here come the Hawks back down into Temple territory. They've got an entire field to the side of them here. Little tip pass. Works effectively against that defense. Just moves them back a little bit. Do we have an overload on the outside here? Good tackle to shut it down by that aforementioned fast line speed coming from the Owls. Now they move that one quick through the hands. They've got 3 runners out on the wing here. Where can they get to? It's going to have to go to ground one more time. Looking for another big runner. Looking for the right seam. They're just near the try line. Here come the Hawks on the attack. Hawks moving it through the hands, out around the back. Beautifully done. Do they have the numbers? One's popped over.
Thank you, sir.
May have gone forward, but it's into Temple hands nonetheless.
Play the advantage.
We're going to come back for the advantage. It'll be a scrum here for Temple. All that great work, Pat, by St. Joe's comes to naught off that little mishandle.
100%. I mean, St. Joe's, they play a more wide open, expansive game. We saw a little hit and roll there where you have a runner, kind of a wannabe runner, take a line hard off of the ball carrier and a guy roll behind him. It worked well for St. Joe's, but they were just one pass away, one skill short of maybe making that try line. And that's their offense. The beauty of it is it can be open and fun to watch. And the dark side of it, the downside of it is sometimes those skills fall short.
You'll probably figure out.
Referee DiGiulio brings us together.
Yes, I'm 100%.
Big drive coming on from St. Joe's. Referee's going to bring it back. Says ball just came out to the side there, so we'll reset this scrum.
So far, the scrum has been really evenly matched. Neither team really taking any advantage. The team that puts it in wins it. Been a clean platform for both teams so far.
Ball out from Temple. Doesn't find Apotheker. We're going to come back. Penalty against St. Joe's for unbinding from that scrum early.
You got to stay in the whole time. You got to have your shoulder bound on into the scrum on a teammate in order to technically be in the scrum. If you leave a little early, they're going to get you.
Dalia miscues, doesn't find touch. Runners back here for the Hawks. They can move the ball across field. Looking to move it wide. Player just hangs onto that one. Onto the wing they go, as Coach Williams talked about. They are playing touchline to touchline with some alacrity as the ball up into a waiting pot of forwards. If pass was on offer, they're going to keep this one going forward. Temple player is going to need to roll away. Has done. They may have some room out here. Again, a miscue. The leading pass with an advantage here for the Owls. Owls pick and go off the back. Dalia finds Apotheker. He's going to go to that boot. Launches one high into the Philadelphia Knight. Back at the 22 come the Hawks. Good footwork to keep that one alive. Teammate in good support. Little break off the back they go again. Just tiptoeing their way through some of that defense. Buying some time for their offense to reset. Penalty against Temple for not releasing.
Temple's got to be aggressive in the breakdown. It's worked out for them so far on the Delta tonight. Occasionally, it's going to have a couple of cons right there, but it's worked out for them certainly and saved a couple of tries earlier. So if I'm them, I got to turn it up. We just got to pick and choose the right moments to go for it.
No, stay here, 15.
17 minutes. Go ahead, Pat.
St. Joe's running a 1-3-3-1 offense. They're very well organized. You can tell that they've got 2 pods of forwards split in the middle of the field. And every time the ball goes into the ruck, St. Joe's and the Hawks, they know where it's going next. The problem is it can be a little prescriptive, that offense, and so do the Temple Owls. So their defense is standing up very well to it.
Blair going off for a blood substitution at the moment for the Hawks. Just going to get looked at quickly. Referee DiGiulio, player safety first, of course.
Gotcha.
Referee wants to order off the field. He wants to keep playing here at Sweeney Field. St. Joe's leading 12-0 here, 18 minutes gone at this Battle for Philly National Collegiate Rugby Fall Friday Series. Unorthodox kick, but does what it needs to. Line out here about 40 meters out from the Temple line for the Hawks.
St. Joe's had a lot of luck attacking off these lineouts so far.
The referee says that one's not straight, however. Not going to attack this time. Temple has the choice here, whether they'd like a scrum or another lineout, and takes the safety of the scrum. See a player from St. Joe's getting attended to right there. Still in good spirits, hopefully to get back on the field.
Are you done yet? That's what he's saying in his head. Are you done yet? Can I get back out there?
He just wants him to wrap that up. I see Steve Cohn in the background, National Collegiate Rugby founder.
United States Rugby Foundation Hall of Famer, inducted this summer in Glendale, Colorado. Congrats to Steve, the godfather of college rugby.
Certainly is, as D'Elia gets set to put this one in. Temple opportunity here, down inside their own 40. Coming off the back there through Shikarian. Good work getting over that ball by St. Joe's. Referee DiGiulio has spotted something, however. Another player breaking up early from the scrum for St. Joe's. We're going to penalty here for Temple as we just roll into the 20-minute mark, a quarter of this game gone.
That's two penalties of the same like there for St. Joe's in the scrum. You got to wonder how many of those are going to mount up before you see the referee start issuing some warnings and potentially even go into the pocket for a card, especially if Temple can get down here in the attacking end and have a couple scrums of consequence.
Frostbender to put this one in, the junior from Springfield, Pennsylvania. Comes down to D'Elia, but that one squirts forward off his hand. Referee DiGiulio right on the spot to see it. Choice now for the St. Joe's Hawks. Scrum or lineouts? Looks like they're going to waste no time in having a scrum either, Pat.
I'm telling you, these scrums, they don't move an inch. The hookers tend to, as soon as they engage, they stay on the same dime, and the rest of the scrum pivots a little bit, 6 inches this way and that way, and then it's out the back. These are very contestable scrums.
Ball comes squirting out the back there. A little trouble here. Stein works that one. Back inside, but turned over by the Owls. Owls on the attack. D'Elia looking for some runners, quickly marshaling from defense to offense. The transition is here. Ball out to the waiting forwards. Just running off the fly half there. Apotheker put up that little pass. Good attempt by St. Joe's to try to strip that one. A ball in the middle of the field with one of the big boys for the Owls. Owls. D'Elia. Forwards working from outside to inside, Pat, on a lot of these runs. Trying to just contain that St. Joe's defense. Again, a little tip pass. Player getting through, the player down for St. Joe's. Referee going to whistle us up quick. Want to make sure that player is safe and sound before we move on.
You usually hear coaches trying to speed the pace of the ruck up and say we want to move the ball a little quicker from phase to phase. I think Temple could actually afford to slow it down a touch. When they point out a runner and he has support, they're getting the gain line and they're breaking it and they're getting meaningful yards and taking a lot of energy out of that St. Joe's defense. So if I'm Temple, I think D'Elia can even stand to go just a little bit slower and be a touch more deliberate, because when those Temple Owls are catching on the front foot, they are really taking this to the St. Joe's Hawks in contact.
That's exactly what Coach Ciata was talking about. His team just really finding that way to grit it out and call them a blue-collar kind of team. Really powering their way upfield.
That blue-collar identity, I think, goes deeper than just the way they play. I mean, Temple, a lot of these guys went to
what is that?
public schools. A lot of the St. Joe's kids went to parochial schools, and they played against each other in high school and now, and these guys have known each other awful a lot. So that blue collar versus white collar thing is definitely a narrative both on the field and off, I think, for this rivalry.
Both coaches really talking about how a lot of these players played with and against each other in high school, so know each other well, play on some select sides in the Mid-Atlantic Rugby Conference and for NCR. Feeding into this Philadelphia rivalry.
On the trot. Yeah, I was just saying there, John, 5 of these in a row have been won by St. Joe's.
Good drive by the Hawks. This time it comes squirting out. D'Elia, what can he make happen? He puts it in the boot. There's some space inside there. Looks like it rolled into touch. We're going to have a line out for the Hawks. Back where the ball was kicked from and went directly out.
It's a great idea there by D'Elia, just a couple of inches off. It's a crazy what a couple of inches and maybe a gust of wind can do to a decision. But that was a really great opportunity, enterprising play by D'Elia, just unlucky on the skill. If that bounces 6 inches inside touch, it could have been a try for the Temple Owls.
With D'Elia, Pat, it's that, he's got reaction time. He's feisty. He's got good reaction time. He's a smart player. Got a great combination of skills there, really showing it in this battle for Philly. As that one goes up from St. Joe's, but comes down into the hands of the Owls. Miscue in the line out. Temple on the move. D'Elia. One-off runner in the forwards. Player quite keeping his feet there, but referee is going to let it go. Another big hit coming in. Player just rolls off. He wasn't held, so he can get up and run again. On the back foot, the defense of St. Joe's, but a miscue there from D'Elia. His runner wasn't looking where the ball was coming. Quickly to the wing they go. St. Joe's, big break coming. Tackle by 2. He's going to need some support, and he finds it. This time, Stein.
Stay wide.
Finds a forward, little step inside. He's going to be able to make some room. Little break off to the right-hand side. There was an open lane. Closed down by a Temple defender.
There you go.
We're going to come back here for a forward pass against the Hawks this time. It'll be a scrum for Temple.
You know, D'Elia, I can't help but watch this guy. He's from Towson, Maryland, just outside of Baltimore.
Let's go, boys. Come on.
5'5", 125 pounds, soaking wet. He reminds me a lot of another Baltimore, Maryland diminutive native, and Muggsy Bogues. Muggsy plays a lot like him. Got a ton of skills, moves the ball around very quickly. Maybe his brains move a little faster than that of his teammates.
It's got to be something with the Baltimore. The nature of the town. Breed them tough. D'Elia gets a ball, another strong scrum. St. Joe's starting to take a little ascendancy at the set piece here. D'Elia moves that one out to Apotheker. He's got a runner coming back in. They're just going to set this with a starter play. Good tackle by the Hawks. Big tackle, big hit there in the ruck. Nearly blew that one up, but a rare player for the Owls scoots it up. They're on the run. D'Elia. Moves this one a little wider. Owls steps back in. And keeping it tight, the power game from Temple. Lots of emotion here as we're 25 minutes gone in this first half of the battle for Philly. Here come the Owls. Little pass back in. There from St. Joe's, looking to poach. Doesn't happen. The referee spots a little knock on. Scrum coming. Good work at that breakdown by the St. Joe's Hawks and get a turnover. Going to be their scrum, Pat.
Let's go, Grant. Earlier with St. Joe's, kind of the downside of their attack, they're wide open, move the ball, keep it going, play, is that you can have those skills, and sometimes you stretch your skill a little too far and you have a knock on. The downside of Temple's play, where they don't stretch the skills quite as far, they don't ask you to do just as much, they just ask you to do it over and over and over again, and sometimes that energy saps and you get the knock on anyway.
The initial tackle here was strong, big in the ruck here. Big blow up comes in there. Great work, showing their intent are the St. Joseph's Hawks. Work around the breakdown, effective. That's how they get. That's the follow-up play to that is how they got this scrum.
If you don't think the bragging rights in this match matter, all you need is that tiny little clip. You got the Temple Owls running over somebody, and then a St. Joe's Hawk coming back with the brutal counter ruck. These guys want this match. This is a lot of fun to watch.
Referee and assistant referee just having a bit of a discussion here. We'll just sit back and listen to the refs.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I'll tell you.
Oh, put the game right back on.
Just a discussion about the safety of a player there. The referee, Max DiGiulio, making sure everybody's okay. The scrum here for the St. Joe's Hawks. Kyle Stein to put this one in. Kyle Stein, senior from Holyoke, Pennsylvania. Bishop Shanahan, graduate.
There's nothing I can do about it.
Here, let me tell him.
Played in the rugby at Bishop Shanahan. Now a senior, a 21-year-old at St. Joe's, graduating soon. Ball off the back from Stein. Nice little pass there. Runner options all around there for Woods. Finds the right one. We're going to come back here for a penalty. Player coming in from the side, I believe, against the Hawks.
It's a huge bailout there for Temple. We're getting close to the end of the half here, and the Owls could really use a pick-me-up. That's a huge kick by D'Elia. Again, showing another tool he has in his toolbox. Some big yardage there for them. The Owls really need to find some front football, and I think probably playing the attacking end here. If they can get a score, I'd like to see if that can tip the momentum back in their direction.
You're good there. You're good there. I like it. Go this guy.
And from Crossbetter, lines up in the front. A little confused about where to go with it, but Temple is going to take that one into contact.
7 players.
This time to the boot they go. That's Apotheker. Apotheker, the junior from New Rochelle, New York. Played rugby at New Rochelle High School, just near Iona University.
We're good. We got him down.
Play in their zone.
St. Joe's. Inside their own 22. Big kick coming from Woods. He is finding some purchase up in the night sky. Comes down to the waiting Temple winger. Good pressure coming on him, trying to keep that ball alive. The referee whistles it. There was an initial knock on there. Drum for St. Joe's. Get the territory, get the possession. Pat, good result for them.
Fantastic result from them. The first real test we've seen of the Temple Owls deep three with any kind of high ball or any kicking pressure, and they did not stand up to it on that one. A couple of bobbles enabled the Hawks chaser to get down there and turn the ball over. It's a huge turn of events there for the Hawks.
Ball in from Stein. Cone at the back, has the ball at his feet. D'Elia in just a bit quick. Referee DiGiulio gets him back. Ball to Woods. Woods moving it out. They found a seam. In the centers, looking to get the ball to the wings. Been well marshaled by this Owls defense so far. Clearly something they know that St. Joe's are going to do and done a great job defending it. Ball up to a waiting set of forwards here. Little pass out the back. Coming across the field they are, but a flat-footed runner.
Move right!
Off they come. Big drop steps in there into the scrum half position. Ball's going back. Or not. Referee DiGiulio spots that one. Come back here for a scrum to Temple.
So Temple's defense has actually been really quite good. Their defensive line, while I mentioned it's not 100%, it's not exactly what you want to see. It doesn't look like a foosball table, so to speak. But it has been holding up really, really well. The only 2 scores St. Joe's have are off of lineouts, and those are off of penalties. So in open play, Temple's defense is doing really well. They just got to turn it into offense a little bit more efficiently and a little quicker.
St. Joe's been a little stronger in the scrums just recently. Put the pressure on Temple there. D'Elia looks for Apotheker. He's going to go to that left boot. That one's in a touch just outside the 22, right at the 40-meter line. That's going to be a line out here for the St. Joe's Hawks as we're 30 minutes into this contest. National Collegiate Rugby Fall Friday, the battle for Philly. 12-0, St. Joe's leads Temple. Ball gets that one in. It's bobbled to the back there, scooped up by the Owls. Owls
Go down!
working their way to midfield. Leah gets it up to a waiting teammate. Waiting teammate can't handle it. Ball pops to the ground there. Scrum advantage here for the Hawks. See if they can make anything out of this. They're going to come back and take the scrum. Referee DiGiulio says they won't. Let's take a scrum for the Hawks just inside St. Joe's Temple half.
Temple Pods get set.
Boy, if I'm the Owls, these midfield and defensive knock-ons are really killing us quite a bit. I look at Apotheker's got a really good boot. Delia's got a really good boot. I look and start using them.
Some territory would certainly help. Once they get that power game run, and like you said, Pat, they are hard to stop as Temple. They need to play in the St. Joe's end of the field. Stein will put this one up. We'll bobble again.
Where's Ross?
Good job, Scott Happen.
Where do you see? Where's Ross?
St. Joe's
Coach it, coach it,
keeping this one a little tight. Stein has a waiting forward. We're looking to go out the back of that one, but good, strong defense. Line speed again from the Owls. We're going to go wide on this one. Nice little held pass there. Timing of that pass, perfect for a player to run onto it. Gets a nice line break. Aaliyah, the counter ruck this time. St. Joe's retains possession. St. Joe's. And can they get it to this wing? Looked like a little cross there, but referee's going to say, let's play. Stein finds a runner. And strong rush defense by the Owls.
Great job, counter up.
Runner coming back in. Nice little footwork there. There's the possible break. Dalia is going to shut that one down. One of the forwards has to pick. They're going to work their way around. Woods just looking for a place to go. And finds it. Little reset there. And space in behind if they want it. But they're going to keep it in hand of the Owls. Owls working their way towards the 22. Sorry, Hawks working their way towards the 22 of the Owls.
Counter!
Putting up phases together here are the Hawks.
Yeah! Call it, sir. Thank you.
Knock on there. It's going to be a scrum for the Owls. A lot of hard work in these breakdowns, Pat. Lots of turnovers.
A tale as old as time. I tell you, Temple does a good job of clearing the ball. St. Joe's gets it. They're attacking. They put together phase to phase. They're going 1-3-3-1 across the field. Doing good, but it gets prescriptive. The Temple defense picks it up, forces a turnover, which is probably helped by these conditions. Look at this rain. It's really coming down.
Maybe a little bit of a Hurricane Ian headed up this way. Sweeney Field, a little chilly and rainy this early fall. That one, finally, that scrum work for the Hawks pays off. Ball's free there. Stein has a little wrestle for the ball between scrum halves there. Off they come. Little held pass gets knocked down.
Good job, Luke.
Brought back, however, by the Owls, and Dalia spots it. That one blocks.
Yeah, right in the face.
Not the prettiest patch of play as the referee gets involved. He takes a quick speak, but he's back up and good to go. Battling halfway. Owls on the move. Kick off the left boot from Apotheker there. Little non-traditional kicking style, but he gets it done. Nice step by the Hawks. Hawks working their way downfield. Big hit comes in from Temple. Stein finds a runner. Running from their own zone. Big tackle comes in there, but just a little bit high. Good work there by St. Joe's. Draws a penalty and be able to move the chains on this one, Pat.
That's exactly what you want from the Temple Owls. That's what I was just talking about. Apotheker puts in the big kick, puts on a big chase too, makes a big tackle. He just can't commit that penalty. But
there you go, B.
Another opportunity here.
Miscue on the kick. Dalia Ball in hand, hasn't been tackled. He is one tough customer. Muggsy bogus-ish, as you would say. Pat Clifton, and off we go. The Owls again on the move. They're headed towards the 22.
Oh, come on. Yes, sir.
Players just digging in there.
Good job, Rogue.
Going to come back into the penalty for St. Joe's. Another opportunity. Want to be a little safer this time, Pat, and put this one definitely in a touch.
Yeah, that they will. Delia came up a little limp. He looked like he was not walking exactly right out of that last tackle. Let's hope he can still move, because he is a big, big cog here for the Owls, both offensively and defensively. We're starting to see that physicality that Coach John Ciato was warning us about.
You can see physicality on both sides. No love lost in this City of Brotherly Love matchup. The Cradle of Liberty, as they call this town. Ball squirts out into the hands of a Temple Owl. Good opportunity here. They're at the 22. The referee's going to bring it back. However, the weather conditions are wreaking a little havoc here. We have an offside against the Owls. The Hawks right in the middle of the field, just inside halfway. And off they go through Woods. Woods puts a little pass over the top. Big bump off here. Leah tries to get a hold of him. Can't. Big break coming. Can he make it to the try line?
Control the game.
Whistle's been blown, however. We're going to bring it back here. Referee DeGiulio has spotted something.
Just get a little extra rugby there, that's all.
To be fair, I didn't hear a whistle.
The free stuff.
They're on 15.
Looked like a forward pass there from Woods.
The St. Joe's scrum has really strengthened in the last about 10 minutes or so. The last 3 or 4 have gotten to be pretty dominant for them. It's probably not long before they start stealing it against the head. If they keep pushing it that way, look for them to start stealing a little more consistently.
In these weather conditions, set piece very important. Ball in there from Temple. Referee DeGiulio is going to bring us up.
A legal scrum. All day, yes. Thank you.
Referee's going to have a word with the assistant referee.
I'm not sure either team was quite ready for the scrum on that one. Body position didn't look right for the second rows. I think it was probably just a little quick cadence, but we're going to have a free kick nonetheless.
He called a feed. He called a player breaking off that time. For the Owls, I thought it was a feed. Rare call these days.
We're a second half.
Here come the Hawks. Minute and a half to go on the game clock. We'll have some referees time. Ball out to a waiting pot of forward. Nice little tip pass. Just gives that little extra momentum for a team. Get a couple of extra yards. Runners wide. Defense resetting. Woods puts one to a player coming around the back. Powerful forward charge there from the Hawks. Stein has to dig this one out.
Great job, Temple.
Another ball slips out in the weather. Delia has a hold of it, and Delia's away. Delia not going to find the full field. Going to take it into contact. Ball comes back to the Temple Owls. Temple, 30 seconds to go on the game clock, across midfield. Working their way into the St. Joe zone. Delia.
He's on.
Players coming over trying to poach for the Hawks, but the Owls going to maintain possession. The Owls are right back to where they were. Penalty against St. Joe's. Time winding down here. 12-0. Temple, what will they decide to do?
Hey, look at time.
Good catch.
Delia pushes it down inside the 22. Great opportunity here, Pat, for this Temple Owls team.
By far the best scoring opportunity, best platform the Owls have been looking at all night.
Thumbs up Apple Pie Cup, the champion of this game, will take this in this battle for Philadelphia. Ball to the middle lineout, set the maul. Owls looking to get a little momentum. Great work by St. Joe's at the moment. Ball eventually to the ground, brought down by Temple, so we're going to play on. No penalties. Referee DeGiulio right on the spot for that one. Bit of a tussle around the ball from both teams. And a player just trying to slide through. Temple. Get the ball back to D'Elia. He goes a little wide. In the middle of the field they go. Options either way. D'Elia moves it out a little wider this time. Has a player out wide. That one slips forward into the hand of the St. Joe's player. Advantage here for the Hawks. They get away with that one as we are in referee's time here. First time winding up the clock. Referee. Gonna bring us back. Be a scrum here for the Hawks. Right around their own 22. Hard luck there, Pat, for this Owls team.
Yeah, I mean, that was the closest, like we said, the closest scoring opportunity they've had all night. Squandered just a bit, but they've got to take some solace, and they're starting to unlock. They spent more time in the attacking half in the last 10 minutes than they did in the previous half hour. So even if they walk into the locker room without any points, they got to take some solace on that and find a way to build trouble.
Keep the pressure on Luke. Keep the pressure on Luke.
Stein to put this one in for the Hawks. Hawks, as we've seen, stronger strong, but this time the Owls have turned this one over nearly. Drum battle here at Sweeney Field. Ball back into Temple's hands. 2 minutes into injury time here in this first half. D'Elia finds a runner. A little bit of a looping pass there to bring back in. That one spilled forward. These conditions are really wreaking havoc with both teams' ability. The referee is going to bring it back. It'll be penalty against the Hawks. And here comes Temple. No questions about what they're going to try to do. They're looking for the line. And that one child-awarded late in the first half. Temple gets themselves on the board. 12-5. All emotion there, Pat.
What a finish. I mean, the Owls came out with a ton of emotion, a ton of attitude, a ton of rivalry-driven fuel in the first 10, 15 minutes. We're knocking the Hawks back. It kind of went away. We saw it in the scrum. The scrum started to get beat, and then there they stole one against the head with no time left in the half to steal a try and get back on the board and get right back in this rivalry game. Just a perfect finish for the Owls.
See that rain coming down pretty hard as we're in injury time, referee's time here in the first half. This conversion attempt may be the last. The players working their way off the field. D'Elia hangs that one up and hits it. What can't this young man do? 12-7, St. Joe's leads here at Sweeney Field.
Tell the announcers, D'Elia.
Where is the announcer?
I'm telling you, D'Elia and Apotheker, both of these guys have done a great job, especially in the last 10 minutes, really lifting these Owls, making plays, kicking, passing. A great conversion slotted there by D'Elia. The Owls really lifted up here going into the second half.
And that's the first half, 12-7. St. Joe's leads Temple. We're going to step aside. We'll be back with second half action in just a bit.
Yeah, Rutgers takes that.
In our game, we play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
Back to NOLA, the Big Easy. It is the Collegiate Rugby Championships May Madness Sevens.
Really trying to test Harvard from the start. You see here that Mulea decides.
Flex, a senior from St. Louis, right. First 5 points to the Fordham Rams.
When things are sloppy like here, so it's.
Knocks it down for a. They call him Wampy, is what I understand. Goes in.
Wampy, you're right, just has that speed.
Going in, breaking.
Plenty of options out wide as they cross the halfway Here come the running Eagles. Little step out, little step back in. That is from Nina Mason, the freshman. Nina Mason under the sticks. 5 points, 40 seconds in.
Right from the midfield, just 40 meters out.
Farnan steps through, and Emma Farnan is headed for the try zone. One to beat. Emma Farnan is going to get in, no problem. Great work there. Working his way towards the line for another. Etienne Tenney scores the try for Sam Houston State, the junior from Dallas, Texas. Johnson gets it back out to the try scorer, Moyer. The tape slipping higher and higher up his head. Gets it out to the corner, and this could be the game winner, Dominic Holmes. Dominic Holmes, tongue hanging out, a little flair to what he does. Touches down a try. 5 points, IUP up 12-7.
The other way. Indiana get the penalty. They'll continue to attack. Brown hands it off to Fleck. Fleck dives over next to the post, and Indiana eventually go 100 meters to score the opening try.
There is Ayub Jolly. Ayub Jolly is going to cross the line, and Ayub Jolly, the sophomore from Casablanca. Mutuku, the main playmaker here, steps in, steps out. He's got a number of defenders to beat, but Mutuku is going to touch it down in 15-0.
They are an extremely talented roster, showing it already, opening up here with an early try. Logan Buckman gets 5 points for the Golden Bears. A reach here for Notre Dame College. She dots this one down right underneath the post. It's been a big performance from the 23 in Aubrey Boying. She gets a try. In the first half, she went the length. Kindler comes at her but can't get there.
And Grand Canyon takes it the distance for the try.
It doesn't matter.
Version of
a 9-point cushion, kick to count.
Great Montrose as the number 4. Quickly turned over there by that player, Burns. Penalty comes to Burns. Burns goes quick. Maggie Burns across the 22. She's got power. She's got pace. Maggie Burns, 5 points.
Has numbers. D'Angelo on the outside to the corner. D'Angelo cover coming. They won't catch D'Angelo. His second try. And Fordham now looking to put the final icing on this cake. It's a big man. Fay dives for the line. Fox Fay. He may have scored the game winner here for his side. Fordham now looking to put the final icing on this cake. It's a big man. Fay dives for the line. Fox Fay. He may have scored the game winner here for his side.
That's a happy fella.
That 260. Playing on the line at Fordham, now gets a chance not only to carry the ball, but win.
For a penalty.
Early error seen by Indiana, and AIC is on the attack. We see a little kick through. Good chase back, but is the bounce good? Has AIC opened this up right away? The ref, that heads up play by number 23 to tap it down into the truss, and you get that ball back.
Nice little offload there. A hole opens up. No invitation needed. There goes Noah Brown. Noah Brown has Whumpy as that man Barziana, but he's able to get across the line. And Noah Brown, the junior from South Bend, Indiana, touches down. He's ready to make up for it. That's Barzy. Great work by Indiana. Big turnover.
Another turnover. Again, that low chop tackle have that player advantage. They need to use the space, and they have done so. Indiana in for their second, the first during the sin bin offense.
Johnny Leffel takes advantage of that. Yeoman, ball shown to the outside there. Ball to the outside there. Big run coming from Leffel. He's got 2. Johnny Leffel, 15-5, Indiana.
Great result there for Indiana as AIC is actually back to their full complement. Great result there.
Welcome back to the Cradle of Liberty, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This is the battle for Philly. St. Joseph's University leading 12-7 over the Owls of Temple. I'm John Broker, joined once again this half by Pat Clifton. Pat, a lot to play for here.
A ton to play for. Bragging rights. We've got the Thumbs up Apple Pie Cup. We've got the big rivalry match. We've got the Mark Conference standings. The defending champion St. Joe's Hawks here under pressure from their rival Temple Owls. A great finish from the Owls. I'm just sitting on the edge of my seat for the second half.
Teams are just coming back together for a little conversation before we get started here. Referee Max Julio. Pat, this weather is going to make a difference in the second half. Does it favor one team or the other?
I got to say it favors the Temple Owls. Both of these teams are knocking the ball on pretty significantly, but I think this favors Temple's tight forward play.
While we wait for these teams to get back sorted out, we'll take a look at some of the action from the first half. Early on in the first half, it was St. Joe's. Ball up to the middle of the line out. Good power coming forward. Equal in the scrums, Pat. Both teams doing quite well around that area. This one, however, results in a try for the St. Joe's Hawks, playing at Sweeney Field, their home turf.
That was Connor Homan, one of his 2 tries on the back of those mauls there in the first half. They've been using him pretty smartly across the field. He's a pretty big and capable weapon for sure. But Temple has some pretty big, strong, capable weapons themselves. They've been able to bludgeon some gain line breaks for sure in the middle of the field. They've just got to play a little bit more on the attacking edge in the attacking half of the field. If this rain keeps coming down, I really like it to favor them and give them a chance at an upset here. Number 17 on the teetering edge of an upset over number 7.
Currently is referee DeJulio coming out. And Pat, I would be remiss and in trouble if I didn't say my brother Jim is an alum of St. Joseph's University. Played his rugby there, watching the game tonight with his friends Bean and Vinny. Another 2 St. Joe's grads. Cheering on the Hawks as the teams finally come out here. Going from right to left on your screen in the red and black is going to be Temple. Temple will be kicking off through Delia. Our apologies. We had a pronunciation wrong for his name in the first half. And St. Joe is ready to go. We are underway in the second half. It's the battle for Philly. There's 5 points in it. Everything to play for here. And that one knocked on in this wet weather. Great opportunity here for the Temple Owls, Pat.
Delia's boot meets a St. Joe's knock-on. It's like they're listening to me down there on the field.
Who wouldn't listen to you, Pat Clifton?
Well, you don't have any choice if you want to watch this game.
Rain coming down pretty hard here as we see Delia.
This is the second best attacking platform the Owls have had all night.
Making the most of it, a little wind in their sails with that late try. Delia gets a hold of the ball, gets it out there to Apotheker. He's looking wide. Ball doesn't go to hand. This kind of weather, not really the time for trick plays. Wing coming across field, looking for that seam. Nice little break there across midfield. Temple on the move. St. Joe's going to have to regather on defense. One of Mike Ciato's big, or John Ciato's big, hard-running boys. They don't go down easily. Little bobble that time. Scrum coming for St. Joe's. It's that weather.
That's right. Who's going to handle the rain better in the second half? Quite a few knock-ons in this game. It's still early in the season, just the 3rd game of the season for both of these teams. Both of them with a win in the column and the mark standings already. This one's going to have a lot of consequences across the league and across the country.
Ball to come in here from Kyle Stein. Gets the ball back to Cohn's feet. Finds Woods and got some runners. Ball nearly picked off by Temple. Hits the ground and comes back their way. A little pre-planned move didn't go to hand there. Temple, the beneficiaries of that.
Hit him there, yes. He's coming in from the side off his feet.
Penalty against Temple.
It's the second massive counter-up we've seen from a St. Joe's forward there, and I think the opportunity's there. Temple maybe a little bit under-resourced at some of these breakdowns, sometimes only putting one guy over the ball, and a couple of times so far St. Joe's has seen that opportunity and taken advantage. Look at this prime example
on the ground here. Player just coming in from the side there. Miscue from the Hawks. Temple comes down with it. Owls on the move. Dealey at the back. Delia once again moves that out into the field. Forwards just coming from a slightly hidden position there for the Owls. Looking to break the line. Good defense here from St. Joe's. Spin move from Temple, breaks it away. Big counter ruck again. Delia in there trying to make something happen and does. The line break coming from Temple. Temple on the move. They're at the 22 of the St. Joe's team. Ball just flipped back in there. Assistant referee, however, sees player hauled into touch. Be a line out here for the St. Joe's Hawks. Good momentum early in this half from the Owls, Pat.
That's actually a pretty good turn of events and a good outcome for Temple. To be able to move the ball forward and reverse the possession here and get in the attacking end, even though you end up having to play defense, they're pretty good at it. They like to do it.
Bobbled ball comes down to Stein. He's able to get that one away. Woods finds a runner, but another knock-on creeps into the weather. Turned over. Temple not getting an advantage there. Going to be a scrum here for the Owls.
That's exactly what I mean. Temple, if I'm them and I'm Coach Seattle, I don't even mind not having the ball in this end as long as I'm in this end. When we're playing defense, we're forcing turnovers. So just do it in this end and we'll get our opportunities. They're converting pressure into turnovers. Now they just have to start converting pressure into points. This matchup over here on the right side of the scrum between Ramez Hassan, the loose head for Temple, and Connor Holman, the tight head for St. Joe's, is one I'm keeping an eye on.
Good push coming from the Hawks. Temple trying to break away. Shakarian can't quite get his footing there. Teammates come in to work on it. Ball squirts loose as weather just wreaking so much havoc. Penalty against Temple.
Temple just doesn't like to play offense very long. They either score quickly or they turn it over quickly. They've got to find a little more patience and rhythm on offense. But
Woods not finding touch. Comes off the hand of a Temple player. It's right on the touchline there. Big trouble for them. Ball gets thrown back in. The referee finally blows his whistle. Assistant referee in to have a conversation. We'll see what the call is. Be a scrum here for St. Joe's. I think they prefer that more than a line-out, Pat.
their 2 tries so far have come off of lineouts, but they don't win them all. So you're right here. I don't mind Holman getting a little bit of a push. Again, him against Hassan. It has been back and forth. St. Joe's having the ascendancy in the middle half, or the middle part of that first half, but Temple stealing a really important one at the end of the second to get a score.
Ball at the back of the St. Joe's scrum. A good defensive scrum from the Owls. Out in the midfield, Woods keeps it himself. Sorry, that wasn't one of his teammates there. Now they're going to move it a little wider. Good handling in this wet weather. Great tackle from the Owls. Big breakdown work again. A referee called for hands off. We have a penalty advantage for the Hawks. Hawks breaking across the line. They may not need it. Hawks looking for a try here. Still have penalty advantage. Gained a lot off of this. See where they can go. Ball gets bobbled forward. Referee Julio spots it. Going to come back to the original penalty opportunity for St. Joe's.
Potentially try-saving counter ruck there by Delia. He got into the mix and slowed that ball down just enough for the Temple line to form up and force that knock-on. We'll see if the Hawks can punch it in nonetheless, but it was a good defensive effort and maybe an invisible play by a scrum half from Delia there to turn him back, at least for now.
Line out coming for St. Joe's.
Great job, Temple. Keep it up.
Didn't quite see what that call was. Whatever the call, looks like we're going to scrum here to the Owls, right at their own 22.
Apotheker's got a really good boot. He puts a lot of air under it. He's gained a lot of yardage. If I'm them, I'm finding him pretty quickly and seeing if he can find some green turf down there that's uncovered by a hawk.
Ball in, good squeeze again from St. Joe's. Ball coming back. Delia looking for it. Apotheker feeds it off to a teammate. We're going to come back here. The referee was playing an advantage. Didn't see if it was a scrum advantage or a penalty advantage. Penalty advantage indeed. Temple opportunity to move this one downfield.
Not sure if they got a little lucky on that one or if they knew that they had a free play. That could have been very costly for the Owls.
They're going to keep this one in hand, the Owls. And wisely so, with a big break across midfield from one big fella. Off the back of the scrum they come. Ruck they come, excuse me. Delia. Ball midfield in Apotheker's hands. Puts a little hanging one up there. A little offload. Stay in. Forward, but not.
Go down. He's down.
Warning tackles coming in from the Hawks. Delia makes his way across field. Good pass there. They're up to 22. Temple. The Hawks 22. Double tackle in there. Delia put some width on this one. Apotheker dropped into a waiting runner's hands.
Possession, please.
Here we go. Double tackle again. Good defensive work by the Hawks. They know the big boys are coming at them. They're trying to stem that momentum. Coach not happening. Delia gets it to the man who started this big break for the Owls. Delia now to Apotheker. Ball pops off his hands. Teammates coming in there. Referee, however, spots a player not keeping his feet for Temple. Be a penalty here for St. Joe's.
The trouble with the Temple attack is especially if you're going to start in your own half or near midfield, is you're going to have to string together 15, 20 phases most of the time to really get into the scoring zone. And that is an awful lot of skill and contact to execute without making a mistake. And that's exactly what you saw St. Joe's defense do there. They were patient, and they just waited for that mistake to happen. The Owls coughed it up, and now the Hawks have turned them back a little bit here.
They're tiring, Reed. Reinforcements.
Right in midfield, line out for the Hawks. Contested, but comes down to the Hawks side. Big runner looking for a break across the midfield. And he gets it. Stein looking for some runners. One W runner passes by. Little offload out to the wing, offload back in. This is not the kind of weather to be trying that. Going to be a scrum here coming to Temple. Just a little miscue there. No need for the anger.
Can't even call it a rivalry game in Philly if there isn't a little bit of a dust up. That's what my brotherly love looked like back at home. Growing up, that's for sure.
Sounds about right.
Hello, sir.
We'll see what the call is here. This is a yellow. That'll be a bit harsh.
Make sure you wrap it. A game like this,
Remind me, gentlemen.
separated by just 5 points, you'd hate to see a card come in and mar it. Kudos to the sir on that one. I like him keeping the card in the pocket and let these guys decide it on the field. This is a great rivalry game. No reason to get in the way of it.
You're going to give him a penalty for the no wrap. Delia looks for the line. Doesn't make as much ground as you would like to. But it will be a line out here for the Temple Owls.
Yeah, but he's a damn good player.
Thank you. He's the receiver.
Said punt further than that.
Frost Benner to the front of the line out. Well done, Delia. Moves that out. The runner is coming on. A popster there. They lose a little bit of ground in this first phase. Temple looking for some of the big boys.
There you go.
Ball spilled out of hand, but it looks like it went back. Regathered by the Owls. Delia finds a runner. Runner finds a defensive line. No rush on that one for the Hawks. Line speed picking up now. Big drive backwards. Temple in a bit of trouble here. The referee is going to bring us back. For a player lifted off the ground. And here come the Owls. Owls, no bones about how they want to play. Delia gets a loose one, puts that one through to the boot. Ball comes back for the Hawks. Hawks on the attack. That one didn't look good. And the player just came up a little bit high on the tackle.
Intentional! Looked like there was a wrap there. It might have been high, but it looked like a solid wrap. Came in with good intentions.
The referee Julio is just going to have a word with his assistant referee. 15 minutes go on rest. 12-7. St. Joe's over Temple here in the battle for Philly.
This is what I'm seeing. Ball carrier was standing up. It's not like he ducked down or anything. No attempt to go low. Arm went around his neck.
Yep.
Do you see reason to go above the yellow?
Not now, no. It's first time it's happened.
Captain, 3. 3, please. 3.
You saw it and heard the referee. Let's listen to how he speaks to the player.
Okay, confirmed from on my sideline. The ball carrier was standing straight up and down. It's not like he was going to the ground. No attempt to go low. First contact with the arm to the neck. Okay? Yes. It's a yellow card. Got it? Yep. Okay. Yeah. Sideline. Yes, 10.
Temple without a player for the next 10 minutes. Can St. Joe's work this in their favor? One of the big forwards and hard runners for the Owls team takes a seat in the naughty chair.
It's Ronnie Ross. We talked about blue collar. Ronnie Ross actually got a job in construction from the head coach of John Ciato of this Temple team. So they're blue collar through and through. Ronnie Ross is going to go take a little 10-minute lunch break and come back, punch in for the rest of this game.
6'2", 275. Certainly wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of that. And he'll get back in with some fire just after the 60-minute mark.
I know, I've beaten Temple 4 times. I know. I know all the rules.
St. Joe's at the 40-meter line of the Owls. Players coming in for the Owls, trying to even up the numbers there, but they're just going to keep this moving ahead. Player broke off, so he's going to work his way to the 22, looking for a little offload. Good set as Stein finds a runner. They're going to go out the back with this one. Is there an opportunity here? And that shake around the back goes. He's looking for the line. Can he make another break? He's come in, touches the ball down. We're looking for the referee. Referee says it's good. 5 points to St. Joe's. Nearly another yellow card for that desperate tackle. Great answer there by the Hawks. Pat Clifton. Ball just comes out. Nice little dummy runner there. Works it around the back. Big break down this left-hand touchline. No problem finding the try zone. You saw that arm just come over the top there. I think the player was just making a desperation tackle.
It was a great job there by St. Joe's, just getting that line out off quickly before half their team was ready, but before the entire Temple Owl team was ready. Taking advantage of the power play. That's a big score. Temple's got to hold them out the rest of this yellow card and see if they can get back on the attacking end for probably only the 3rd time this half.
Delia looking for a ball. We're at 17-7. That was a hard kick. 15 minutes gone in this second stanza in the battle for Philly. Delia. Certainly a player to watch. Architecture major. Hangs that one. It doesn't go 10. Taken down anyway by a St. Joe's player. He's going to need to keep that in the field of play. Has done as Stein works his way over there. St. Joe's up by 10. Get the ball out into their backs. A loose pass there. Knocked forward. Back into the hands of Temple. Players seem to be tackled without the ball anyway. Referee DiGiulio is going to bring us back for a scrum here to Temple.
This is one of those moments as a coach, if you're John Ciotto on the sideline, you're looking at the score line, you're saying we're down 10, we've got tons of time left, a big opportunity. Momentum is starting to slip out of our grip. If we can make a play here and really attack and hold on to the ball for a bit, then we can get right back in this thing and get the Owls back on the front foot. So I know that at least the coaches on the sideline are in the moment and feeling that and trying to get those thoughts onto the field of the team to pressure, to take care of the possession and the field positions they have at this moment and take an opportunity here.
Delia puts this one in. Kari to the back. He takes it, goes off to the right. Ball squirts backwards. He's okay, though. Good, strong, arcing run. Player with a high tackle. Seatbelt just went over the top there. They go back for a penalty, and Delia is going to go quickly. Big run, big hit, big tackle. There was a penalty earlier for this. Player nearly came off the ground. Let's see what the referee's going to call. I think those are a little tough, Pat.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the Owls got away with one there. Delia, maybe a questionable decision to slow tap that one. I think that the best option here is probably to punt the ball to the corner, take your advantage, and only give yourself 3 or 4 phases in order to get to the try line. If they run it from here, it's going to take a solid 10, 15 to get it all the way there.
They are going to go quick. They want the points. The Owls, a man down. Little pick and go off the back. Room to go if they're going to go into this all-out brawl. Back in they go. Pressure on Delia. He's got a runner. And Joe's needing to be careful with their tackles. After 2 penalties. Ball back in. Here come the Owls. Ball comes back their way. Slowed down by the Hawks defense. That one gets knocked forward. No advantage coming. Scrum here for St. Joe's.
By my count, that was the 8th phase by the Owls there. They chose to cap and run it from a little bit further out. They moved forward every single phase. They recycled the ball, took it into the tackle, got it back, attacked again, and went forward 8 times in a row, and it still wasn't good enough. So I think the Owls just got to play a little bit better situational rugby here and put themselves in a position to score before they go for it.
See if they can put some pressure on. They're down and forward. Referee DiGiulio brings us together. Rain lightens up just a bit. Everybody's soaking wet already.
Let's see how long you can go without
The Hawks surely shaping to punt here and get it out of their own end. Delia talking to his deep 3, preparing them to be ready for the kick.
Aim for fly half, block it, B. Aim for fly half.
They're going to keep it in hand. Nobody's listening to Pat Clifton at the moment. Guess they're just trying to move it forward to get a better spacing for the kick. They have some runners out wide. Good defensive work. Really loving this wing. Unleashes the wing. Can't get it there. Hobbled forward. Going to go back here. Referee DiGiulio spots it. Scrum for the Temple Owls. Pat, they're just trying to go a little too wide, too quick there. The handling letting them down in this rain.
Look, it's a rivalry game. The friends and the family are in the stands. They're sitting there, soaking in the rain, sitting through it. You want to give them a nice show. Both of these teams are trying to make something happen. Probably trying a little too hard to make something happen instead of let it come to them. It's a rivalry game. 20 minutes left.
Right there. Exactly 20 minutes. As we hit the 60-minute mark on the clock, and referee will be the ultimate arbiter, Delia. Off the back they come, Shikarian. Pick at the back, looking to poke some holes are the Temple Owls. Flopped right into the hands of one of the waiting Hawks. Is there room in the back if they decide to go there? They're going to stay with some of the big boys. Nice pass out the back. Probably an ill-advised kick there. We're going to come back. Referee DiGiulio spotted something. Back across field. I think it was that original knock-on by Temple of a scrum for the Hawks.
The Hawks chose to run it out last time. Got a couple of phases in before knocking it.
Guard check.
See if they do it again here and try to make something happen from midfield. There's an old stat that came out of Super Rugby about 10 years ago that said 90% of tries came off of the first couple of phases from a scrum or lineout or off of a turnover. So this is prime attacking platform for St. Joe's.
Still up a player, as you said. Bringing it to the back there. That is Cone. Ball's a little bit messy. Referee DiGiulio spots it, however. Penalty. Players coming off sides from Temple. St. Joe's up by 10.
John, the thing about platforms is you can still fall off of them. And that's exactly what happened there. But a bailout nonetheless.
St. Joe's pushes it inside the Temple half. Here in this National Collegiate Rugby battle for Philly. Spend all of your fall Fridays with us. Good series coming up. St. Joe's puts that one up. It gets bobbled around a couple of times. Referee DiGiulio spots it. Knock on initially from St. Joe's. And we have some great games coming for you right throughout the fall here on the National Collegiate Rugby YouTube Network. October 10th, Harvard at Yale, an old ancient matchup. October 14th, Adrian at Thomas More. And October 21st, Chicago versus University of Illinois Chicago. Stay tuned for all that action. National Collegiate Rugby and is bringing it all to you as Delia gets a hold of that one. Another bobbled ball in the rain. Runner coming just a little too hard. Offload there. Is there space? Good tackle by the Owls. Good recovery by the Owls. Working their way back. We'll have the advantage here, referee DiGiulio. After a couple of knock-ons, just going to set that one back. The Owls have to work out of their own half here, Pat.
It's hard to work out your own half when you got a slippery bar of soap for a ball, which is exactly what both of these teams are dealing with. Seems like every piece of contact is resulting on a ball lost forward. And this time it's Temple's turn to see what they can do with it.
You had your advantage, and then I just called. As soon as I called advantage,
with all these knock-ons and bobbles, a kick and chase game is something I think I would probably pivot to if I'm either side.
And I think territory kick and chase is two pretty strong things right now. Shikarian off the back again for Temple. He has been effective back there. Run just a bit across field. Teammates have to catch up with him as they pick and go back the other way. Delia moves it out. Good tackle, waiting defense there from St. Joe's. Good work by the tackle player to move that one back. Delia works that ball out. St. Joe's over this one.
Offside, sir.
Clear out from the Owls. Delia finds a runner in tight this time. That's the man back in from the sin bin.
Back foot.
Apotheker just unleashed the player there. Just grinding those feet. These Temple players make good yardage after the contact. Delia, quick again, a little offload there. Big man Hassan coming. Eventually taken to the ground. Off to the short side. Nearly a miscue. That one player caught up in the air and put on the ground. We'll see what the call may be here. From my vantage point, Pat, He caught him a little bit in the air.
Yeah, he might have been. Even if this ends up in a penalty, if I'm Mike Williams, I'm happy with my defense for the St. Joe's Hawks. I'll take an aggressive mistake. It certainly wasn't a malicious one. So even if you result in a penalty here, I'm taking it. Because that defensive pressure, that defensive line, and frankly the line speed from St. Joe's, it seems to be picking up as this game gets closer and closer to the end. Definitely saw Temple head coach John Ciano arguing for the call on the sideline. That tackle happened right in front of the Owls bench.
Beato is still passionate after all this time. There is a card coming. A yellow to one of the St. Joe's players at 65 minutes. Welcome back with 5 minutes left in the game. That just shortens up that width attack for them, Pat.
Hey, they're even in the box score now when it comes to cards. Both teams are going to have a yellow card in the box. It means one of their guys had to sit out for 10 minutes. St. Joe's was able to take advantage of that earlier in the game and get some points on the board. Now it's Temple's turn.
Nice job, Dan.
You mentioned John Ciano and still having passion after many years. 15 years at the helm as a head coach at Temple. In college rugby, that is an awful long shift. So John Ciano has done an awful lot with this club. And I'm telling you, the standard of play from now versus when I started watching him about 15 years ago at the beginning of the Collegiate Rugby Championship when it first came to Philadelphia, the standard of play and what he's done with that program has changed night and day. And same things for St. Joe's, even though they don't have the same head coach. Mark Williams really doing a good job of carrying on a great tradition there for the Hawks.
Certainly was. John Ciano very high on Alex Schmielewski, his assistant coach, forwards coach. Says he does a great job with the team and shares his passion to keep Temple Rugby a strong contender in this Mid-Atlantic Rugby Conference. Temple pushes that one downfield. They're just outside the 22 of the Hawks with a player advantage. 15 minutes to go in the contest. 10 points to make up. Line out tipped away, but forward from St. Joe's. So an advantage here for Temple. Referee is going to blow that one up. Knock on will come to a scrum here for the Temple Owls.
Good job, Temple. Keep it up.
Starting to get quite a bit of purchase on these number 8 picks. Seems like the riskiest part of the entire deal is the actual pickup from the ground. But once a number 8 gets it in his hands, he's making good yardage every time he rumbles forward.
Maybe an opportunity down the right-hand side with that yellow card. Wasting no time. Shikarian's going to take it. He breaks through one. He breaks through two. Good post work there to get the ball back. Pick and go around this right-hand side. Good tackle, St. Joe's. Around those lower legs. Big hard runner coming, able to keep the feet. Good footwork. Nearly an extra roll there, but referee says it's okay. Delia feeds that one out, and that one miscues. We're going to come back for a penalty against St. Joe's. Scoring opportunity here for the Owls. They're going to go quick. Can they make the try line? Referee wants them to come back to where he put the mark.
As much as I love Delia and I want the ball in his hands as much as possible, I think the Owls got to start getting to some pick and goes. When they take some passes out of it, fewer opportunities to commit a knock on, and they're still making great purchase.
Here comes a big unit. He's looking for the try line. It's been spilled forward. Picked up by the Hawks. All that great work by Temple. See if the Hawks decide to clear their lines. They're going to come back for the scrum. Opportunity goes begging there for the Temple Owls.
You saw it at the end of the first half. The Temple Owls needed a score to get back in the game. They need it right now, knocking on 10 minutes left. They were able to steal it against the head and then dive into the try zone. Their first and so far only time tonight. This is another big one here. Can Ronnie Ross and Ramez Hassan call it up one more time and steal this one against the head and give the Owls another shot to win the Thumbs Up Apple Pie Cup?
And the Battle of Philly as we see Stein getting ready to put this one down. Rain has eased up just a bit. Just drizzling at the moment here at Sweeney Field. Ball to the back. Behind. Into the midfield, and they're going to run this one from their own zone. In these conditions, we'll see if this is a smart move. Stein goes wide. Push that one down. It stays in field. There's been a whistle. Referee coming back with that one. Penalty for offsides against the Temple Owls. Referee DeGiulio on the spot.
Hawks lucky to get that kick away. Turns out it might be because the Owls were a little bit offsides, according to DeGiulio.
That's a good kick. Hit it. Good try, B.
Delia standing in touch, tried to field that one. Didn't happen. We're going to go back for line out to St. Joe's. Line out's anybody's game at this moment.
St. Joe's forming up a forward pod right off of this line out.
Rowan not quite there, but finally gets it. The little reach, a set of a mini maul at the back of that line out. St. Joe's player taken down. Pod of runners just waiting. A little tip pass there. The line break is on. They're at midfield. Ryan moves that one out. The little delayed run around the back. The winger again. He's got a break and run. Does he have the lane? Cover defense comes in from the Owls. Owls trying to rip that one away. The referee says not legally, however. Penalty for St. Joe's.
I'd love to see the penalty count in this one at the end of the day.
Great call.
Seems to be going St. Joe's way a little bit here at the end. That penalty, a consequential one for sure.
Good kick. That's how you kick it.
There's John Ciano, head coach at Temple.
Nope, that's how you do it. No, that's how you do it.
Cap in hand is never a good sign as a coach.
I thought it was just wet. I was going to give him that one, Pat, but, you know. Player up there. A little miscue from St. Joe's. Player had gone up early, but tried to throw to the front. A little audible doesn't work, so we have an advantage here. Apotheker is going to waste no time hanging that one up into the sky. Makes a nice roll. If this is their advantage, it will be St. Joe's ball. Territory gained. 10 points needed. 9 minutes left on the game clock. The Battle of Philly is still anybody's game.
It's a great play. A huge offensive play for the Temple Owls. I consider this line out an offensive line out. For as inconsistent as these throws and catches have been, if I'm the Owls, I'm getting tails up. I mean, even if we don't get the ball back on this first phase, I would pretend like we're going to get it in the first 3 and just take that mindset into it.
Ball won by St. Joe's. Again, they're going to run it inside their own zone. Not looking to play territory. They got players coming around a couple of different directions. Dummy runner comes in. They're looking for the wing. Wing nearly makes a break. Referee's going to bring us way back with a shrill blast of the whistle. No advantage there, but penalty against
21.
the Temple Owls.
He must have had a forward pass there because they were off and away, and I would think that the Hawks definitely had some advantage. He must have deemed a forward pass, I think, and that's why they called it back.
That's a miscue. Swing and a miss.
The Miami Dolphins. Imitating the Miami Dolphins punter from last week, it looked like.
Temple Owls with an offsides advantage, penalty advantage. Keeping ball in hands. 7 minutes to go on the game clock. Another pick, keeping it tight. Delia hands it to a waiting runner. Wasn't quite sure he was going to get that, but he's going to take it into contact safely. A chance to reset and go for another pick here. You can see the defensive shape of these St. Joe's players. They're aware that this pick and go is going to be a strength of this team, so second defender is just angling in, trying to push them back on the ruck. Across come St. Joe's defenders as Temple works it to the wing this time. Delia in the back. A little show and go there. Dummy before the pick and go. Delia this time has a waiting runner. Runner breaks back inside. Momentum building for the Owls. But a knock-on creeps in there. It's going to be a scrum for St. Joe's. Great work by the Owls, but comes to nothing in the end.
The way these offenses have been playing, they might as well still have the ball. Just pretend you got the ball, Temple. Put them under pressure. Put the skills under pressure. See if you can get them to turn the ball over, because both teams have been doing it all night. If I'm the Owls, I'm not getting no wins coming out of my sails because of that knock-on. We just got to pressure the ball as it comes out here, presumably from the 8-man. But if they go straight to the kick, they just got to pressure it and hope for the best.
They have wanted to run it out of their own zone. 5.5 minutes left. See if they change course. Referee Julio telling players to stay back. Stein got an unclean one there. We're going to come back. Knock on Cole against Stein.
I think Delia might have got away with a cheeky play, a little veteran challenge of the out pass there at the back of the scrum.
I was thinking the same thing there. It looked a little unorthodox the way that ball knocked out of Stein's hands.
Hey, man. Jordan rules, Muggsy Bogue rules, Delia rules. That's what we got going on here in the battle for Philly.
There's room on the right. Karin is going to look for it. Well marshaled this time by the St. Joe's defense. Pick and go game alive again for the Owls. Player takes an extra couple of movements there. Not pleased with himself.
It's actually illegal to do that now. Yeah.
One too many movements on the ground there. The Owls getting really, really hungry for this try. They know the clock is ticking. They're down 2 scores. They need to make it 1 score sooner than later to still have a bite at the cherry.
4 minutes in the game clock. Referees have conferred.
Yeah.
2-score game, though, with 4 minutes left. Rivalry match. Conference standings and supremacy in the balance. What a contest we're getting treated to.
The penalty comes for the Owls. The Owls and some runners. They're being driven backwards, however. Probably a bit of a surprise there. It can go. Definitely not a surprise. Player gets up and keeps going. Referee spots it.
Exact same mistake. Same player, same mistake. 60 seconds apart. They don't have to glue you to the ground. They just have to bring you there.
Pretty straightforward as we're at 3 minutes on the game clock. Remember, we'll have some referees time.
Yeah, that's a tough thing for the Temple Owls, right? They've got 5 starters tonight who came to Temple having never played a rugby game ever before. And, you know, Zakarian, the number 8, making a bunch of carries off the back of the scrum is one of them. I wonder if that young man who just committed a couple of penalties there was one of them. But that's what you deal with that many new players.
Messy line again for St. Joe's, but they're able to take that one, but it's ripped away by Temple. Temple again inside the 22 of St. Joe's, attacking position. Very physical final quarter here. Just over 2 minutes on the game clock.
Stay low, guys.
Kick and go. And another. Another pick and go at the back. Slow and methodical as they go wide with this one. Looking for one of their reserves. Reserve gets pulled down. Able to maintain possession. Referee to Julio. Eyes on this breakdown.
Go right, B.
But whistles it up. Wants to have a word with his assistant referee again.
Pivotal decision here. Temple's ball. We still got a ball game.
It looks like a penalty against Temple. And it is. Once again, too many movements from the Temple Owls.
Somebody pressed the wrong button at Buffalo Wild Wings to keep this one going a little longer.
St. Joe's doesn't get too much territory on that one. We have 1 minute to go on the game clock. Again, there will be some referees time.
As many conversations as we've had tonight with the AR and with the captains, it wouldn't shock me if we do have a little bit.
Temple, players looking to defend this one. Not going to come down with it. St. Joe's comes back. Maul trying to take a little time off the clock here.
That's our ball.
Breaking off of that left-hand side. St. Joe's. Little pick and go with their own 2-minute offense here. Trying to take down the clock as well as they can. Temple players working their way in there. Arm out from referee DiGiulio. Player must have ripped that one away from Temple. That's been taken out. We're at 80 minutes on the game clock. Penalty here. You can see the excitement on these Hawks players' faces right now and the emotion running through. Big smiles. Not sure how much time there is to go here. We shall see as he just taps that one and launches it in a touch, and that is going to be the end of our game. And the St. Joe's Hawks victors at 17-7 over the Owls of Temple University. Pat, what a contest. All emotion, all power, all rivalry, all the way through.
Number 7 in the NCR coaches poll beats number 17, 17-7. Say that 7 times fast.
I wouldn't be able to, no matter how many times I try to rehearse that. But great win there for St. Joe's. Pretty evenly matched in the end. Weather played a big factor. Pat, what was the difference maker for you?
It was just, it came down to errors at the end of the day. St. Joe's and Temple both left the door open for the other team. Both of them took some advantage of those opportunities, but the Hawks just took advantage of more, and they were the victors, putting a few more points on the board. And the penalty count, I'd probably inspect that a little bit after the fact if I was both sides.
Let's take a look at some of these highlights of the second half. Pat Clifton.
This is a good one here. This is Connor Holman getting one of his 2 maul tries early in this second half to give the Hawks the ascendancy they would hold on to all night. Sitting at the back of the maul, it gets a little sloppy. Just a tiny little sliver. He saw 2 pellets of rubber he wanted to put that ball down on, found it, and did it.
Nice work there. You see the Hawks happy. Take a look at the victorious Battle of Philly winners in this National Collegiate Rugby Friday, Fall Friday. Over taking a look at their fans, family, and friends. Their MD-15 Mark Dombrowski honorary jerseys this evening.
The namesake of the MVP for the Collegiate Rugby Championship, the Sevens National Championship in college rugby. Mark Dombrowski has been the namesake of that for a number of years.
And that is it. 17-7. St. Joe's comes away victorious for everybody at National Collegiate Rugby. For Ryan, the man with the plan, Ginty. For Pat Clifton, I'm John Broker. Join us next week for Yale versus Harvard. See you at the next rugby game. Thank you, Mike.
Bye.